Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about this post made by the Star Wars official Twitter account, where apparently, again, they are trying to pander to black people by using Finn as an example of, good representation of black people in media. Except, here's the thing, it didn't exactly go the way Star Wars, or I'm guessing, or I guess I should say Lucasfilm, was hoping. Because if you look at the replies, they are being absolutely destroyed. They are being destroyed and they are calling them out for their obvious virtue signal, okay? Because guess what? Yeah, you guys remember this? Remember when they made this post for Black History Month talking about how important it is for, media to have like good representation of black people, and they're using Finn as an example, and everyone pretty much called them out talking about how they completely sidelined Finn's character, in favor of fucking Ray, a character that nobody likes. And again, all you have to do is look at the replies, and they are constantly just being destroyed. Like, look at this, Pimp Master Broda. There's still time to delete your post to not look any more clumsy as you are stupid. And yeah, he's recording this, or I guess he's showing this image of this article. Uh, John Boyega blasts Disney for how Star Wars treated its characters of color. Fuck all. I'm the only cast member who had their own unique experience of that franchise based on their race. Well, see, that I don't really agree with. I feel like they did that with other characters as well. But yeah, it's just that Finn happens to be the most prominent character because he is one of the main characters. Think about that. I want you to think about this. Finn is a main character that got sidelined. How do you have a movie trilogy where you sideline one of your main characters? And again, look at this. This person says Finn was sidelined because he's black. That's why the artist feels the way he does about an unfinished story, or why fans of the first black lead of Star Wars continue to call this out. Leadership needs to publicly address this. Oh, that's never going to happen. Kathleen Kennedy will never address this, because if she did that, it would be admitting that she did something wrong, which we all know she will never do. And owes black fans or Boyega a sincere apology, which again, I'm sorry, but that's just never going to happen. It isn't hard. This is what we could have gotten. We could have gotten this. And what sucks is that it seems like if you look at the marketing for The Force Awakens, it made it seem like Finn was going to be the main character, but instead, what happened? He gets sidelined in favor of Rey. This just goes on to an argument which we're not going to get into. The missed potential of Finn there, I fixed it. Finn could have been a very complex and awesome character, but I guess screaming Ray was more important. And yeah, remember this? Remember Lucasfilm, who loves to pander and say that, no, we care about black people, we care about black representation, but at the same time, we don't care about them as much as we want that sweet, sweet China money. Because remember this? Remember the Force Awakens trailer? This is the one for the United States, or I guess in other countries as well. And yet, interestingly enough, for the China poster, look at what happened to Finn. They shrink him down all the way down here, whereas here in this poster, he is a much more prominent part of the poster, and here he gets shrunk down to almost nothing. And it's just, again, it is just more improved. This I find hilarious. How many times must we teach you a lesson, you hypocrite? Me realizing they completely shit on Finn's character after using him for clickbait on the Force Awakens poster. It was so sad and cringe seeing him on talk shows talking about Jedi and actually doing the moves with a lightsaber. They disrespected John Boyega and his talents. I hope he never works with Disney again. Yeah, I don't think he's going to work with Disney ever again, especially not with. Here's the thing: he's gone out. He's gone out and publicly called out Disney. So I don't think that Disney will ever work with him again. Because in Hollywood, if you go out and unless you're like a highly respected actor, if you go out and say, or well, not really respected, or a highly sought after talent, you can't go out there and bash any studio, because if you do that, then you've pretty much confirmed that you're never going to work with them ever again. He has such potential. That's the problem. Yeah, it is a problem, and it kind of sucks because a lot of people were. Excuse me, sorry, my nose is a little stuffed. A lot of people were pissed because they really wanted to see Finn have a good character arc. They really did. I know I did, but we never got that because Disney once again only used him to pander. They only used him in the marketing to say, hey, look, we have a black lead. And then what ends up happening throughout the entire trilogy, he gets sidelined. He gets sidelined because they never cared about, representation. They never cared about any of that. And to the people who are saying that leadership needs to take responsibility, again, I'm telling you, that's never going to happen. Because if they do that, it would be Disney admitting they did something wrong, which is something that they will never do. And this tweet, I find it interesting. Yeah, remember this? More virtue signaling during Black History Month. You couldn't even wish James Earl Jones a happy birthday. Star Wars UK did, and you forgot Carl Weathers too. Yeah, and that's an interesting part. The Star Wars UK Twitter account decided to wish James Earl Jones a happy birthday, who turned 90 years old this year, who voices Darth Vader, who is probably the most iconic character ever in any film franchise. And yet they did not. It was a very, probably the most prominent character or the most iconic character in the Star Wars franchise, and yet they didn't even wish the guy who voiced him, who gave him that iconic voice. They didn't even bother to wish him a happy birthday. And they did the same thing with Carl Weathers. And yet they'll constantly go out there and they'll virtue signal. They'll say they care about black people and black representation. And it's just, again, it's not working. And more people, and this is what I like, more and more people are starting to wake up to the fact that Disney, this company that they thought cared about them, that they thought cared about, LGBT representation. Yeah, remember that? Remember when they tried to say, we care about LGBT representation, but what happened? That one little gay kiss in Rise of Skywalker, they made sure it was this little 20-second scene that they could easily cut out in countries that are maybe not so okay with that. But oh no, we care about representation, and yet we will never have a main character who happens to be a member of the LGBT community. But we care about representation. Oh no, we have a black lead. See, we have a black person as one of the male leads. Oh yeah, don't worry, we're gonna sideline him because we really want to guzzle China's cum, and we kind of want their money. So sorry, John Boyega. And again, it's just Disney fucking sucks. It is. Okay, I know I'm not saying anything new, but they are. And again, they just constantly go out there and just virtue signal. They say they care about black people and all this stuff. And yeah, people are not having this. People are not having this. And this is interesting. All of the cast members were unhappy. That's true. John is just the more vocal at the moment. I expect in the next few years we're going to hear now how a lot of the cast really feels about their character in the sequel trilogy. Yeah, I feel like that's true. Although it's kind of interesting because if you guys remember, some of the cast members did kind of let their feelings know on the on the film, because remember that interview that they did with that person. I can't remember her name, but she basically asked them like, okay, like right before you go, just quick, without saying any words, show me how you felt, when the movie ended. And you can see it clearly in their face that they were not happy with the movie. And even Anthony Daniels, I remember, like, he was the one most people remembered. Like, Anthony Daniels had it in his face, like, wait, after 40 years, like, this is how it ends? Like, okay, so they pretty much from there showed that, yeah, they even, like, and this is not, like, that is not a good sign. When the people in your own movie are not happy with how the movie turned out. It's just again, it is a mess. And look at this. Finn did have potential. Then the writers thought it was a good idea just to have him yell Ray constantly. He barely yelled that. He didn't even do it in The Last Jedi. Well, that's the thing. The whole Ray thing was mostly in The Rise of Skywalker. But in The Last Jedi, he was constantly saying, "Oh my God, where's Ray? Where's Ray?" And then he said, "Yeah, you know what, fucker, and I'm just gonna go like run away," completely, ignoring the character development from the Force Awakens. And it is absolutely insane. Like, again, Star Wars, Lucasfilm is a mess. Disney is run by a bunch of fucking hypocrites. And this person is right here. China thought he was complex as well, so much so that he was basically removed from the poster for The Last Jedi to appease China. Lucasfilm and Star Wars, you can't have it both ways. Is money more important? Yes, it is. Money is more important to Lucasfilm. It has always been more important. It will never be more important than anything. That's why whenever Lucasfilm or Disney or any of these fucking companies in Hollywood that come out and say, we care about representation, we care about, representation, whether it's for LGBT people or black people or Latino people or Chinese people or I guess Asian people. No. Here's the thing. They are just saying that because they are trying to pander to that demographic. That is all it is. That is all it ever will be. They will never really care about those demographics. They are only using them as marketing. They're only saying this because they want your money. That's it. That's all it ever was. That's all it ever will be. That's Hollywood. And this, they thought that this was going to be a good idea, and it just ended up backfiring on them. It's another attempt at virtue signaling, and people are calling them out. Everyone is calling them out for this bullshit, and I just love seeing it. I love seeing more and more people waking up to the fact that Lucasfilm is a garbage company run by terrible, horrible, selfish people who only ever look at people as wallets. That's all you are to them. That's all we are to them. We're just wallets. That's it. Anyway, that is all I have to say. I'm going to wrap up this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, remember to like the video and share the video if you really enjoy it. And if you want to support my channel and what I do here, guys, please consider clicking on the red subscribe button down below. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for supporting me. But also, please consider clicking on the bell icon, because that way you'll be notified whenever I post a brand new video. Thank you so much again, and I hope you join me for the next video. Bye for now.